So I decided to put the striation in the rock, well, yeah, going like this, in this direction, because I felt the last thing the painting needed was something going in this direction. You know, I've got enough lines doing that. And the bush will have a few vertical ones, so I think that caps it nicely, you know? This boulder happens to be at just the perfect angle to pick up some of that distant light from the sky. This one not so much, but we have this now, right? That seems to work okay, I think. The rest of the rock in the foreground and in the distance will become less important. This design was fairly important. So what I've been using mostly is just flecks of cobalt blue, but mostly ultramarine blue and raw umber and white to lay in my base colors on the rock. I've added a little bit of alizarin crimson for the odd stroke. Obviously on the reflection I've mixed in some of this yellow ochre and alizarin crimson and a bit of white, you know, for some variety of color. So how about if we just lay something in here. I want to go up at a bit of an angle here. I'm using a fairly large knife at the moment, but I'll risk it. Oops, a little bit of debris in there. More debris. Oh, I hate that, because every time you pick the debris out, you make that line a little smoother again. Something I'm not overly fond of. Okay, let's start right from the water. I don't mind if it smears down a little bit, but I'll have to clean that line up, you know, along here a little bit better later. I want it to show in so many different areas though, because I'm going to need those little spots as guides when I do paint the water in. Okay, I think I can add a little bit of raw umber to that, and maybe a bit of white as well. That's a little much. A little too much white there. Okay, now I'm going to grab this slightly smaller knife because I can cut lines a little more accurately with that. More debris, my goodness. Yeah, see, that's not very good. More raw umber. We'll even add a hint of alizarin crimson here. How's that? And then we'll put a little, actually let me just, the pile is too big with too much white, so I need to clean that off so I can make a separate pile that's a little darker. You know, even when you have your pile of paint mixed, So you add some darker paint to it, it does almost nothing to lower the value. But if you start with a very dark pile and you add some white to it, it seems to jump to life right away. So I'll do it that way. That's pretty purple, that's too purple. I want to go more ultramarine. If it's in a crevice, I want it to be a cooler color. Okay, that's a little high chroma. I'll add a little bit of raw umber to it. I do not want that to be too important a line. Okay, that's a nice accent, sort of purple-ish, right? So, you know, just, why don't we use that for, that's a little redder, that's okay. Actually, I'll add a hint of white to it. Shot of alizarin crimson. Is that going to be too red? You know, it probably is too red. But I don't think I care. I like that. I like a bit of that variety there. Okay, fairly structured, slimy. That's how I'm describing my application of paint on those. I don't want the slimy one. I don't like that. I want a little more definition. So on the edge, I don't really need much of a design in it. I just would prefer not to have every stroke going in the same direction. Okay, this is not a good knife for it. And then you just suddenly have a bunch of paint showing up on your hand. We'll clean that right away, because we all know that when we get oil paint on our fingers, it'll end up on the ceiling, on the floor, on the walls, in the car. Stuff spreads like wildfire. It's terrible. Let's try this knife with it. Okay, like that. should I do more? No, I shouldn't. I think I should stop right there. I shall stop right there. But what I'm going to do is take out my little cheater brush slash touch-up brush. A little bit of raw umber and ultramarine blue. And I'd like to cut this edge a little more sharply. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's start playing with some other rocks now. Well, you can see that I changed that rock on the left a little bit and let it also at the back end catch just a little bit of light reflected from the sky. Shaky again here. Okay, I'm going to play with, what do I have? There'll be some rocky structure there, and obviously a boulder just over the crest of the hill there. I might put something in this area as well. We'll see. I always play it by ear. I love to play it by ear. Keeps it fun. Okay, see you soon.